Oh, that's funny. I've been working on so many doors, and here I'm at a different place, the Condo, and I'm working on more doors. Can you believe it? Every time I work on a door, I think I'm done, and I got another door to work on. Well, this door here happens to go out into the garage. Look how small that garage is. Good Lord. She can barely fit the car in there. And hey, when you live in a condo, you just be glad you got a garage at all. And this is the door that goes out into the garage. And if you notice, there's a gap under here. And the air comes through here. That's because I took the door shoe off. And here's the door shoe. And why did I take that off? Well, initially I was going to paint this door. And when I took the door shoe off, it didn't have this rubber gasket on there. And I was like, I wonder why they didn't have the rubber gasket. And my guess was that the door was rubbing and was sagging. And I look at this door and I can tell something's been going on. See how big the gap is here? Now here, look here at the bottom. There's hardly any gap there. And that's about the size of the gap that you want. About like that. See how it gets bigger here? Well, then it gets small there. That's because this has a little wonky bow to it. There's probably a shim right there, and that's not perfectly straight. Look how big the gap is here. Okay, so that tells me over time, this condo is about 15 years old. Over time, this door has sagged down. And because it's a door that goes outside, and there's a threshold here, see? Here's a nice raised threshold, and they got that. And then they put this door shoe on there. And once the door sagged, guess what? It was hard for them to close the door. And they didn't know what to do, so what do you suppose they did? They jerked this rubber seal out of there. And that seal comes separately, okay? They pulled that out. Oh, they were able to close the door. Mighty nice. But yet they let all the air in. Here we are in the winter. I was going to leave this off, and I just had this over there. It's just a towel. I'll push that up there like that, because we don't go out in the garage that often right now. And I thought after I paint the door, and I wasn't actually going to paint the door until later in the summer, because we're still in the winter, and it's going to take a while for this door to dry, because I'm going to use semi-gloss paint on the door on both sides and the door frame. What I like to do is I don't like to try to paint around door handles, the hinges, and of course I'm going to change out all this stuff. And so I thought, you know what, I'm going to wait until the summer. That way I can take this off, I can paint it, I can let it set in the garage for a couple days. Maybe when Momi's off gallivanting around somewhere and she's gone for 3 or 4 days, I'll do that. And then I can let it cure before I put the hinges back on. New hinges, new doorknob, new deadbolt, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so I was going to leave this. But nope. The powers on high say that the threshold needs to get, the door shoe needs to get reinstalled. I drove around to the Home Depot and to Lowe's, and do you know they used to sell these separately? And I could not find a one at either store. And I don't know if they were sold out or if they just stopped carrying them. But sometimes you have to improvise. So I went to this. When I was at the store, I found this. Okay, and that came with this rubber gasket. I have no idea who would want to screw this on the bottom of a door. And with that gasket, you would have to be absolutely 100% perfect with your clearances on the door and stuff like that to make that work, because there's no adjustment in that. See, with the door shoe like this, see, you've got a little bit of adjustment. What I like to do is when I'm installing these, I like to see that there's a slight gap underneath here when you push it up on the door. That way later on you can push it down, you could raise it up. And where you put the screws in, see the slot is kind of oblong a little bit, so you can raise or lower it if you need to readjust it. But I had this thing pushed up tight, and I put this little gasket on here, and it wasn't closing all the way. I had it 7/8 of the way closed, and I could not force that thing closed. And I'm like, okay, that's why they did it. And you know, the gap is kind of close. It's not that close, but if I raise this door up, if I raise that up, it's going to raise the bottom up, right? And so, you know, if you've been watching my videos, it's like, hey, I can do that. There's all kinds of different ways to make adjustments to a door. Okay, if I wanted to, I could trim off the bottom of the door. I could take that out in the garage, move the car, trim off maybe 1/8 of an inch to nothing from there, about halfway, and then put the door shoe back on and readjust it how I want. But some of the screw holes are going to be real close to the old screw holes from here that way. And I thought, you know, I don't really want to do that. And besides, it is slightly sagging. So I want to take the time and effort and make this door go up the best I can, because I've got a gap there. I know this door edge could be moved that way slightly, right? And if I move that door slightly that way, it's like here, and I move over here, the left-hand side is going to automatically raise up. And I've got plenty of gap up here. In fact, I got just a hair too much gap on this side as opposed to this side, and that tells me the door is sagging a little bit. And if I can raise that up just a little, I think by pushing that up tight to the bottom of the door like I had before, I think I can get it just about perfect. Okay, and let's just talk about this little shoe, this door shoe, real quick. When I put these on, I try to allow for the gap, the clearance of the door. You see how I've got the rubber extended over the edge of the metal? That's because when the door closes, when this door closes, I've still got a gap there, right? I still got a gap there. Well, then you can have the weather stripping on the bottom of that extend over just a hair. That takes up that slight little gap. And so then I put it on there. And when you put those on, lots of times they slide around. And I used to put them on there and then hold my breath and hope that it didn't hit the door jamb and move over and stuff. Well, I just thought, phooey on that. I just crimp the little edges down. And right in there, I don't know if you can see, but I kind of pushed that down and kind of squeezed that down. All I did was take my my electrical cutters and put it on there at an angle and just squeezed down on it just a little, flipped it around, squeezed on it just a little, and then this can't slide back and forth and come out. And see, I've done it. You see there? I think you can see how I've already kind of pushed those down. I've already cut this to length and everything. And so I got that all set. And like I say, if you've watched any of my videos before, you'll know how I fix a sagging door. And of course, I've got all my screws here. Here I've got my sheetrock drywall coarse thread. These happen to be 3-inch, and then I got 1.25 inches, 2.5 inch, 1.25 inches. What would I possibly use those for? Well, usually I use 2.5 for interior doors, but see, this is an exterior door, and so this frame is thicker. It's way thicker here, and it's slightly thicker over here than an interior door, because the interior door is the same thickness of this all the way. See, the interior door is 3/4 all the way across, and then this door stop is just a piece of trim nailed onto this, and this is still 3/4. This is still 3/4, one whole piece. Well, see, this is notched. This is a whole piece from here to there, but it's notched, and it's got a dado little notch in there to allow for the weather stripping and stuff. And this side is maybe 3/4 to 7/8 thick, and this side is 1.25 to 1 3/8, 1.5 thick. Okay, so that's why I'm thinking I may have to use 3-inch screws in there to kind of try to suck this over if I can, depending if there's any shims in there. If there's shims in there, there's no way I can suck this over very far at all. Okay, so